Dale Robertson absolutely detested him more than anyone else. Dale Robertson was born Dale Lemoyne Robertson on July 14, 1923 in Hara, Oklahoma. He was brought up in the harsh terrain of the American heartland, which did much to mold both his earthy personality and the innate hardness later to prove so well suited to Western roles. Growing up amidst the hardships of the Great Depression, Robertson learned the importance of hard work early. He grew up in humble circumstances where horseback riding and learning self-reliance were a part of everyday life. These would later become attributes that would transfer so well to the screen, making him so real and endearing to people. Prior to his Hollywood career, Robertson served his nation honorably in World War II. He joined the U.S. Army and was assigned to the 322nd Combat Engineer Battalion, later receiving a commission as a second lieutenant. He later moved into the 332nd Combat Engineer Battalion and also the 101st Cavalry. Robertson suffered 2 combat wounds, for which he received a Bronze Star and other military awards. His service experience did not only highlight his valor, but also brought a quality of stoicism and quiet strength to his on-screen character. Most who knew him outside the screen noticed that Robertson was indeed a true hero before he became a television celebrity. After the war, Robertson did not pursue acting right away. Rather, his arrival in Hollywood happened by circumstance. While on the mend from his injuries, he posed for a photo for his mother. That photo caught the attention of talent agents who recognized in him the rough good looks and natural charm casting directors were always looking for. This unexpected development set him off on his first small film roles in the late 1940s and early 1950s. Robertson's career really began when he became identified with the Western film and television genre, a genre of film and television that was immensely fashionable at the time. His best-known work occurred with the TV series Tales of Wells Fargo, which aired between 1957 and 1962. There, he portrayed Special Agent Jim Hardy, a man who represented braveness, justice, and toughness. Robertson's innate horsemanship, coupled with his stoic demeanor, provided a touch of reality to the show, as well as differentiated it from the other Westerns of the time. Millions of television viewers watched him every week, and Robertson was soon a popular figure in homes across America. Aside from Tales of Wells Fargo, Robertson continued to establish a strong career for himself in the film and television industry. He played roles in films like Dakota, Incident 1956, Return of the Texan 1952, and Sitting Bull 1954, alongside some of the major stars of Hollywood. He also led other television series, such as Iron Horse 1966 to 1968, and had significant guest roles on shows like Dynasty in Dallas during the 1980s, demonstrating his versatility and longevity as an actor. Even best known for Westerns, he never confined himself to a single type of part, demonstrating his ability to fit into various genres and decades of entertainment. In 1964, Robertson was added to the lead cast of Law of the Lawless, a TV series that kept him well-grounded in Western tradition. The mid-1960s also saw him continue on the big screen with The Man from Buttonwillow, 1965, an animated feature film in which he was the voice of a cowboy hero in One-Eyed Soldiers 1966, a crime drama shot on location in Europe. These assignments demonstrated both his versatility and his openness to seeking new opportunities for his career. In 1968, Robertson assumed a new challenge as the host of the perennial anthology series Death Valley Days. His host position provided him with a forum through which he could introduce and narrate America's frontier-era dramatic stories, and his own natural ability as a storyteller made him an ideal candidate for the show. In the 1970s, Robertson added to his repertoire once more by playing real-life FBI agent Melvin Purvis in a pair of TV movies, Melvin Purvis, Man, 1974, and The Kansas City Massacre, 1975. Both films featured Purvis's struggle against notorious gangsters like John Dillinger and Pretty Boy Floyd, and Robertson's performances were criticized for being in intensity and realism. In 1981, Robertson joined the ranks of primetime soap opera characters when he was recruited to appear as Walter Lancashire in the first year Dynasty. The show became a phenomenon on television, and although Robertson's part only ran for one season, it exposed him to the new audience. 2 years after his last guest appearance, in 1983, he starred in a TV pilot called Big John, continuing to work steadily in TV. In 1987, he starred in the NBC crime drama J.J. Starbucks as the title character of a Texas millionaire who sold his business empire to live a life of crime solving. Robertson's portrayal of J.J. Starbucks, with his down-home wisdom and larger-than-life persona, was entertaining and charming. And although the series only lasted briefly, it had a lasting impact on his fans. In the waning years of his career, Robertson was still very much on the go. Late in 1993 and early in 1994, he guest starred on 2 episodes of Hearts of the West, a comedy drama series featuring Beau Bridges and Lloyd Bridges. These appearances were a fitting capstone to a career that had spanned nearly 5 decades, bringing Robertson full circle back to the Western genre that had defined so much of his professional life. Dale Robertson's professional life was as tumultuous and fascinating as his personal life, with 4 marriages that bracketed the different periods of his life. His first marriage was to Frederica Jacqueline Wilson in 1951. Robertson was one of the up-and-coming stars of Westerns at the time, and their marriage made headlines. Even though it was a marriage that ended in divorce in 1956, it was important to Robertson's life because the two had a daughter together, and it made him a first-time father. Even though their marriage broke up, the relationship left him with a lifelong connection through his child, and one that he stuck by even as his work required long hours and extensive travel. Shortly after his initial marriage came to a conclusion, Robertson married actress Mary Murphy in 1956. Murphy was most famous for her role alongside Marlon Brando in The Wild One, 1953, and the marriage between 2 industry icons generated public interest. Nevertheless, their marriage was very short-lived, concluding in an annulment the same year. The brief duration of their union implied that the couple might have rushed into the marriage too quickly, caught up perhaps in the glare of Hollywood stardom. Annulment allowed the marriage to be treated as if it were null and void in a legal sense, yet still serves as a significant footnote in Robertson's own life, with evidence of how difficult it was for actors to keep their public lives separate from private stability. In 1959, Robertson also found love when he wed Lula Mae Robertson. This time around, the marriage was much longer lasting almost 2 decades to 1977. With Lula Mae, he had 2 daughters. Robertson was extremely devoted to his children and frequently in interviews would say how much family meant as much to him as his career. His union with Lula Mae coincided with some of the busiest years of his acting career when he was headlining television series such as Tales of Wells Fargo and Iron Horse. In spite of the demands of being a public figure to uphold a rugged leading man image, he treasured his position as a husband and father during this time. But after 18 years of togetherness, the wedding eventually ended with divorce, closing yet another long chapter of his life. In 1980, Robertson got married the 4th and last time, with Susan Robbins becoming his wife. This union was the longest of all, lasting 33 years until Robertson's passing in 2013. Susan, who was much younger than Robertson, wasn't just his wife, but also a source of stability and companionship in his older age. The two moved to Yukon, Oklahoma, where Robertson lived a more subdued life away from the bright lights of Hollywood. Their union was filled with great mutual respect and adoration, and Susan stood by his side until the end of his life. Dale Robertson was never the sort of fellow to candy-coat his views, whether it was about his own career in Hollywood, the individuals he admired, or the ones that he abhorred. Of all the actors he encountered during his many years working in film and television, there was one man who, Robertson asserts, represented almost everything he disliked about the entertainment business. That was Robert Taylor, the dashing leading man of the 1930s to the 1950s, frequently referred to as one of MGM's greatest box office draws. Robertson did not spare words when referring to him, and in off-camera conversations and open-ended interviews alike, he made it plain enough. I despised him more than anyone. Robertson disliked him for more than mere personal differences. It was, in his view, a conflict of ideals. Born in Oklahoma and brought up with great independence, honesty, and hard work, Robertson felt an actor ought to be honest both in real life and in front of the camera. He used to insist, an actor doesn't have to pretend to be a good man. He either is or he isn't. The camera catches it and the audience knows the difference.